The move. When 12-year-old Daniel Harper moved into the small town of Ridgeville with his mother, he wasn't thrilled. The house was old, creaky, and smelled like mothballs and forgotten things. His mother assured him it was temporary, just until she could find a better job and they could afford someplace nicer. Daniel didn't complain. Not out loud, but he hated the room upstairs, especially the bed. It was massive, wooden, and old-fashioned. It looked like something that belonged in a museum or a haunted mansion. It came with the house, and his mom insisted they keep it. That night, as Daniel lay under the thick covers trying to adjust to the new home, he heard a whisper, soft, breathy, coming from under the bed. Open quote. Danny, close quote. He froze. At first, he thought it was his imagination, or maybe the wind through the cracked window, but then it came again, louder. Open quote. Danny, I'm still here, close quote. Part 2. The whispering begins. Daniel didn't sleep much that night. The next morning, he told his mom. Probably the pipes or the floorboards, she said. Old houses talk at night. But Daniel was sure it wasn't the house talking. It was a voice, a human voice. That evening, after pretending to sleep, he left his recorder on the nightstand and hung his head over the bed to peek underneath. Nothing but dust and shadows. He clicked the recorder the next morning. For hours, silence. Then at 3:12 a.m., the playback changed. Open quote, you shouldn't have looked under. Close quote. Open quote, now we know you can hear us. Close quote. Quite. Part 3. Shadows in the dust. Each night, the whispers grew clearer and more numerous. Not one voice now. Many. Children, women, one that sounded like it gargled nails. Sometimes they said his name. Other times they asked questions. Open quote, do you remember me? Close quote. Open quote, will you stay forever? Close quote. Open quote, can I wear your face? Close quote. Daniel started sleeping in the hallway, but the whispers followed him, under the couch, under the kitchen table, under his feet. His mother noticed his pale face and dark circles, but assumed it was just stress from moving. You'll be okay, I promise. But she didn't hear them. Only Daniel could. Part 4. The Diary. In the attic, Daniel found a dusty box labeled Rosemary. Inside was a diary. The first page read, open quote, my name is Rosemary Bell. I live in the house on Ashgrove Lane. I hear voices under my bed. Close quote. Daniel's hands trembled. The entries grew darker. Open quote. They told me their names. They say I belong to them. Close quote. Open quote. Mother doesn't believe me, but I hear them laughing when she's gone. Close quote. Open quote. Today I saw fingers reach out. They touched my ankle. I screamed, but when the lights came on, they were gone. Close quote. The final entry read, open quote. If you hear them, it's already too late. Close quote. Part 5. Underneath, Daniel tried everything. Sleeping on the floor, on the desk, in the bathtub, but the voices were always underneath. Wherever he stood, they were beneath him. One night, he placed salt around the bed, burned sage, read prayers he found online. It only made them angrier. Open quote, you think you can stop us? Close quote. Open quote, we were here before you. Close quote. Open quote, we will be here after. Close quote. That night, something pulled his blanket off. He clung to the edge of the bed, sweating. Then he felt cold breath on his hand and fingers, so many fingers brushing his skin. He screamed as mother ran in, but saw nothing. Part 6. The locked trapdoor. Daniel became obsessed with the floor. He noticed the boards under his bed felt hollow. One morning while his mother was at work, he pulled the bed aside and pried up the boards. Beneath them, hidden in the darkness, was a trapdoor. Padlocked. The wood around it was carved with symbols, strange ones, almost like eyes and mouths. He broke the lock with a hammer. It creaked open slowly. The smell that came out was wet, old, and wrong. There were stairs leading down and a sound, singing, childlike, from the dark. Part 7. Beneath the bed. Daniel held a flashlight and stepped down into the darkness. The space was larger than expected. A stone basement, ancient and cold. No furniture, no objects, just dirt and markings on the walls. And then he saw them. Figures, shadow-like, thin, long limbs, faces that flickered like smoke. They circled him silently. And then the whispering began again. All around. Open quote. He came willingly. Close quote. Open quote. He's ready. Close quote. Open quote. He'll stay this time. Close quote. Daniel ran, but the stairs behind him had vanished. Only darkness remained. The last thing he heard before everything went black was a woman's voice whispering, open quote, I'm Rosemary. You're home now. Close quote. Part 8. The Empty Bed. That evening, his mother returned home. The front door was open, lights on, but Daniel was gone. She searched every room. She even found the bed pushed aside, the floor pried up, but no trapdoor, just solid planks. The police searched for weeks. No leads, no evidence of foul play, just a boy who vanished in a house with a long, forgotten past. Eventually, the case went cold, but some nights, when the house is quiet and the wind doesn't blow, if you stand beside that bed, you might hear it too. The voices from underneath, calling your name. The end. To watch the second part of this video, please subscribe to the channel and like the video.